Today's the day. I'm gonna wear my shoes. They're so beautiful. I'm so happy. Are you happy for me, Arthur? New shoes? Get to finally wear my new shoes? Good morning. So these shoes were the ones that Sean graciously let me borrow, and they were kind of substitutes for a while I didn't have any new shoes and when I didn't want to wear them, because it was still kind of wintry when I got them, and then I didn't want to wear them when it was muddy, and so it's been a really long time, but I finally get to wear them. But like, these are completely destroyed. I can clearly, you know, get really hurt. I can put my finger through it. Hi, Arthur. Is that funny? Yeah, shoes aren't supposed to do that, are they? So we really need to throw these ones out. Sean has a bad habit of keeping all of his shoes, because, I don't know, he just has a lot of shoes. And I'm so happy. They're so beautiful. Oh, it's amazing. I haven't gotten to wear Vans in so long. Oh my God, they're so comfy. Best shoe ever. Right, Arthur? Right. And I get to cut the tag off. Oh, it's a moment of awesomeness. Arthur, I don't want to cut your face. I gotta snip the tag off. Yeah! It's beautiful. Vans off the wall. So yeah, they're literally my favorite shoes ever. They're so good. I don't understand why they're so amazing. And I guess I can't really shun Sean for keeping his shoes, because I still have my first pair of Vans, even though they're wrecked to everything. They're just ruined, but I love them so much I don't want to get rid of them, because they're really part of my life, you know? Okay, Arthur, let's say we break in these shoes. You wanna go for a walk? I know I said it like forever ago, and then I decided to film a bunch. Yeah, you wanna go for a walk? You're a good boy waiting for me. You're a good boy. Let's go for a walk. Well, there you go. They've been on their first walk. Not too really worse for wear. The problem is, I want to wear these shoes because I bought them. They're shoes. They're supposed to be worn. They're comfortable. I can't keep stealing Sean's shoes all the time. And yeah, they're good shoes. I don't really have shoes that are for just walking around in. I have pretty shoes and running shoes. I guess you could walk around in them, but I don't. They're not as comfy as these are. And I have work shoes and stuff like that. But now I have these ones. I used to have Sean's. But another reason I haven't worn them in so long is because, like, I didn't want to damage them. I want them to last a while. I want them to look as pretty as they look now forever, because I think they look beautiful. I love the shoes. So yeah, I didn't want to get salt or slush or guck or mud or water, and then I just delayed putting them on, even though I really want to wear them. It's just I want two things that go against each other. But I wore them once, the tag is cut off, they're going to be downstairs, they're going to be in the shoe closet, they're going to be worn, and I'll just have to buy another pair when I need to. But yeah, no, they're just so pretty, and they're just the best shoes ever. My favorite shoes. I don't know if I'll ever get a different kind of pair of shoes. If they stop making these shoes, I don't know what I'll do. Vans checkered. They're just so nice. Look at that. Prettiest shoes ever. And very comfy. Arthur agrees. Look at him. He's admiring the shoe. So Sean got a notification from the library that a book had come in for us. Well, for me. He put the hold on and I got it. And I was excited, but it is not the continuation of the trilogy that I want to finish reading. It is in fact the first book of another trilogy, Divergent. So now I have another book to read that is not the book that I need to read. So Sean may in fact finish his book.
I'm gonna finish my book
before I finish my trilogy. Even though I have read 3 books. I've read The Maze Runner, I have read Ready Player One, and I've read Tuesdays with Morrie. I've read 3 books. They're not the trilogy that I agreed upon reading because we have to wait for the books to come in. And it looks like that I'm going to get the 3rd book in the trilogy before I get the 2nd book, which sucks, but it's really exciting. So we're in the study room in a library. I've never known these existed because I don't come upstairs in the library. But
which is what maybe you will now.
Yeah, maybe I will now.
This is where I'm going to be working, up here, in the upstairs of the library.
Yeah.
Reference section. You have to learn all the categories of things.
But it's pretty neat. So yeah.
Geez, Lydia, why don't you read books that aren't made into movies?
I don't know. The fact that they get made into movies means that
They're probably good.
that people think they're good enough to be made into movies to make more money.
Mm.
It doesn't matter to me. I like
That's
them.
all how you find out about half of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, actually, the funny thing is, Ready Player One does have its right spot. They bought it like before it was even out, and it could be made into a movie, but obviously it hasn't yet. I just stumbled upon it, but it was amazing. But it's hard to stumble upon books.
Yeah, it's very hard to find books like organically. Yeah, I don't think there's ever been a book where I've just kind of found it 100% on my own.
Really?
I'm trying to think. Actually, that's not true. There's one book that I found randomly on my own and read it, and it was called Clara's War, which is a book about the Holocaust that I read in like grade 5. No, grade 6. Grade 5 or 6. And I was like, that is interesting. I mean, I'd already seen like Life is Beautiful before then, so I knew the subject matter already.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a complete shocker to my poor child's mind. But yeah, like that book I just randomly was like, oh, this book looks interesting as a kid, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, but apart from that, like all the books that I've read were been like suggested by people, or like I knew that other people had read them. Like other YouTubers like would be like, oh, I really like this book, and I'd be like, ah, or just stuff like that. Tumblr recommendations, Goodreads recommendations. I think another thing that I did was like people reading books on TV shows. So like Lost is a good example of that, because Sawyer's like reading a new book in like every other episode.
Yeah.
And I definitely would be like, oh, let me check out that book. So that's kind of where a lot of my books have come from.
It's funny because I would think you would be the one that more stumbled upon books, and less me, because I don't like looking at the shelves in the library. But I've stumbled upon many of books because I just, when I can, I just go down the shelf, and if it looks a little interesting, if I like the sound of the title, I pull it out and I read it.
I do that with movies.
Yeah.
But I can't do that with books.
I guess it's different because I can read faster.
You can read fast, like you can just kind of grab a book and be like, oh, okay, and then you read it and you'll be like, yeah, that was all right. I've read the first chapter of like every book in my house.
Aww.
Pretty much, like of all my dad's books, I've always like, oh, that's interesting. I start to read it, but like if I'm not like 100% gripped by it, it's generally not worth it for me to read it.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, because I'm probably missing out on a lot. But yeah, it's tough for me to find books that I like. I'm very picky with books.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. Although I do like this room.
Me too.
Let's just live here.
Okay.
Let's move in.
Then I'll move in while you're working.
Oh.
And this is where I'll live.
You can just chill here.
Yeah.
Throw plugs on. There's a plug. You can upload the video.
Sweet.
You're good.
Everything works.
Wi-Fi. Perfect. Alright guys. Just got back from taking Arthur for a his end of the night walk for him to pee and stuff. Yeah, after the library, Lydia and I we just sat around, had dinner, and we watched 2 movies. We watched Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Braveheart. So yeah, that took up the whole evening. Now I'm very tired, so I need to go to bed. Okay? Okay. Good night.